Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to Mike's Positively Technical World video reviews. Today we're going to be having a look at this, the Worx wg385. It's gnarly. It is probably one of the most beastly chainsaws available on the market. It's 16-inch, 40cm bar. It's brushless. It's part of the Worx Nitro range. It's 40 volt as well, which means we've got two 20 volt batteries. One that side. One that side. The bar speed on this is an incredible 18 meters per second. It's only surpassed by about 3 or 4 other chainsaws on the market, and they're all designed for the professional end. As far as the DIY range goes, this is the king of the hill at the moment. It really is. It's incredible. It's just so powerful. It's almost scary. It's got a chain brake on it here. To engage, you push it forward. To disengage, you pull back. When in the forward mode, it will not operate. You have a safety switch here. It just won't. It's electronic and manually locked as well, so this chain will not move. Take the brake off, however, and I'm going to take my hands away. I am also going to fire this up. I'm doing this in a very controlled environment. I never recommend you do this because if it accidentally does that, digs in, it's going flying and it's going to be spinning whilst doing so. But let's give it a quick fire up, shall we? 18 meters a second. I'll put it in perspective for you. The workshop / studio that we're in at the moment is 9 meters long. It swallows 2 of these in a second. It is phenomenal. It really is. I can't start to describe how quick that is. In RPMs and stuff like that, I can't do the maths. So 18 meters per second is 40.2 miles per hour. That's how fast that chain is spinning. That is ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous. Like I said, it is one of the best on the market, and rightfully so, to be honest. Certainly in the DIY market, it's king of the hill. You do have a couple of interesting features on here as well. Obviously, it's Worx. So you've obviously got a brushless motor here, and you've also got an oil reservoir here, which is where you put your oil in. I just use standard chainsaw oil. This is bought from Screwfix. There we go. A little plug for them. It's also available from Screwfix as well. I keep very good care of this chainsaw. Every time I use it, I completely strip it down. I recommend that when you clean the bar out, the guide for the bar in between which the chain sits on, that little groove underneath there, if you've got an oscillating tool, that perfectly fits in the groove where the chain sits in, and you can use that to clear out any muck that sits in there, because that will stop your oil feeding right the way around to the end, and that will eventually shorten the life of the chain. The chain pitch on this is detailed in the description. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but it's a fairly standard chain pitch. It's nothing fandangled or special. It also has this wonderful self-tightening mechanism here, whereby it's got some, again, fandangled spring clip thing. It goes from a very loose chain, and if Ryan, I can put it in the groove properly for you. It pulls it taut. It actually perfectly tensions it to the wonderful magic numbers of about 3 to 5 millimeters in the center of the chain, which is probably about where the Worx and the Nitro meet. It gives it an almost exact 3 to 5 mil, thereabouts, depending on how much you tug it. If you do want a little bit more tension, you can detension it, give the bar a bit of a wiggle, and then do it back up. That will then give you a slight small amount of tension, and it also does self-tighten as it goes as well. Everything else apart from that is a fairly standard thing. I do just want to touch on a bit of health and safety, guys, because this is not a toy. This really isn't. I can't stress how much of a not a toy thing this really is. It's probably one of the most dangerous pieces of kit that you can ever have in a workshop or outside of the workshop. Is a chainsaw. You can lose limbs, you could potentially even kill yourself with this, so just be careful. I know you could potentially kill yourself with anything. Chainsaws have got one of the highest rates of incidents around. I'd highly recommend that you take a land training, quite literally land Land Training Course. They are the official UK government body, and actually a charity, the UK government affiliated body that license people to work with chainsaws in the public. Obviously, you can use one of these in your garden perfectly fine, but I highly recommend that you take a Lantra course. They'll teach you all about safety and how to make the proper cuts on live branches. They teach you about doing things like Z cuts, under bucking, over bucking, and obviously how to actually fell a tree and how to do notch cuts and stuff like that. I've been on a Lantra course. I am Lantra certified for the next 4.5 years, and it's a fantastic course to go on to. It teaches you about everything you can to make your life the easiest possible when operating a chainsaw, really. At the very minimum, I'd recommend you get yourself a forestry hat. This stops wood chips from going into your eyes. It doesn't stop dust. Fine particles will still get through that mesh, but it just stops anything by deflecting it. I bought this off of Amazon. Don't get me wrong, this has probably not got the proper like EU markings or anything like that on it. It is just it's CE approved at very least. But yeah, this is like 20 quid off of Amazon. It is just a very bare minimum. I don't do that much high up, heavy duty logging, and I try and negate it as much as possible and try and use the safest possible approach at all times. But unfortunately, people do call on me to do that sort of stuff every now and again. And also, when you happen to be passing by a fallen tree and the police are there, it's very handy just to hop out and say, "Look, I'm Lantra certified," and then bang, you get some free firewood. It's always very handy. Like I said, it incorporates ear defenders and a face shield as well as a hard hat as well. You can buy some really expensive Oregon ones. What's it? This one's 25 quid off Amazon or wherever it was. Yeah, I'd also recommend that you get yourself some gloves that are anti-rated, cut-proof, just in case it does bite and you accidentally put your finger somewhere near the blade. It gives you a better chance of retaining your digits. That aside, guys, let's go outside and have a look at how it performs, because, yeah, I've not got anything that's going to struggle with, really. It also does feature, as one of its other sales point features, I guess you'd say, a thing called anti-kickback. Now, anti-kickback basically is an electronic monitoring device that monitors the motor, and if it either gets jammed or it thinks it's about to get jammed, it actually stops for you. And also, it means that you don't need some digging spikes or buck spikes or however you want to phrase them on the back here. You've just got like notches all across the back here. Like, instead of having the proper spikes. That's the reason they don't feature on electric chainsaws, is because most of them do have an electronic anti-kickback device. Therefore, you don't need the digging spikes on the back of them to dig it into the wood to stop it from kickback. Okay, I think that's gone through all the things obviously on the chainsaw. So without further ado, let's go out there and have a look and cut up some wood. wg385 versus a bit of 4x4. Again, don't know what to do. I didn't think it would take about a second, really, by the time I got its teeth into it, but there we go. Awesome. So this is the wg385 versus an 8-inch log. I don't think it hesitates really, does it? One more time. No, it really doesn't even hesitate. It's just very good. We need a bigger adversary for it to go through. wg385. This is the biggest log I have in my yard. Bit messy. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's not bad. A little corner. Doesn't mind if it does. So guys, the Worx wg385. I suppose you can want my view and opinion on it. 18 meters per second. Like I said, it's really an absolute beast. 40 mile an hour training speed is kind of like where the be all and end all says, really. It's extremely capable. Obviously in the video when I was cutting that humongous log, you did see it stop. That's because of the way at which I was actually cutting. I was cutting it like a curve. You can't really cut curves on chainsaws. You shouldn't also really try and perform in front of a camera with a chainsaw as well. You should always keep your own safety in mind, which is what I was doing in that, really. The camera was there observing, but I certainly wasn't worried about what was on shot. I was more worried about making the cut safely. So yeah, like I said, it is really fantastic. Battery life on this can be anything up to around about 15 minutes of continuous use. It depends how hard you work it. You could come around and call it an hour runtime if you're doing very, very light, infrequent cuts. You could also turn around and say it's very short, 15 minutes if you're doing one big heavy cut. That's based on 4 amp hour pro batteries, and 2 of them obviously to make the 40 volts in here. The safety switch, something like that, I found is really, really good, and the ample amount of power it's got, I've never ever found anything that it can't go through. That said, obviously, just make sure that you do wear decent PPE when using this, and make sure that you always put your own safety first. We also heavily recommend that you invest not only in a forestry helmet, but also a set of cheps, which are the pants or the trousers that obviously you wear when you do chainsawing. They're not designed to not cut, they're just designed to bind up the chain and stop it in the event of it hitting your leg. It may still do some damage, but it might prevent more serious damage. And also a set of decent, stout boots, potentially with protective toe caps on them as well, will put you in good stead to be safe when using this. Of course, it is a dangerous piece of kit. One of the most amount of injuries that happen with a chainsaw. All that said, stay safe out there, guys. If you are going to get one of these, I will do some more future videos on this as and when I can. Regarding safe methods of chainsawing as well, because that will also put you in good stead, so hopefully you don't have any accidents. But anyway, guys, like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video. Take care of yourself, guys. See you soon.